Security cameras in the hallway captured a Chinese student named Lin Jun quietly entering the apartment building with a stranger. Nothing unusual appears in this footage. The two chatted, stepped into the elevator, and disappeared from view like any other residents. But from that moment on, Lin Jun was never seen again. Hours later, the same camera recorded the man returning alone. This time his expression was calm, and he was wearing the same clothes Lin Jun had on earlier. About 30 minutes later, he appeared again on cameras outside, quietly heading toward a dumpster and discarding what looked like clothing. But it didn't stop there. In the early hours of the following days, more footage showed him returning to the dumpsters. Each time, he carried a large black bag, threw it away, and quickly went back inside without speaking to anyone. No one knew where Lin Jun went or why he vanished after walking into the building with that man. The surveillance footage was the only clue left behind. So what really happened inside that apartment? Why did an innocent student vanish without a trace? And why did Canada later reel from the shock of blood-stained packages? Join us as we follow the disturbing trail, frame by frame, to uncover the truth behind a case that haunted the entire world. Lin Jun, born in 1978 in Wuhan, was a computer engineering student in Montreal, Canada. He was gay, though he had once been married to a woman before divorcing. In Canada, he lived with another Chinese man, but never revealed his orientation to his family. Right before the incident, Lin Jun had broken up with his boyfriend after pressure from family to marry a woman. After that, he began using dating apps for men. On one of those apps, he connected with a mysterious man who posted an offer for a secret service. Lin Jun responded quickly, and the two arranged to meet. That man was Luca Magnotta. Magnotta had been diagnosed with schizophrenia, had a history of self-harm, and often impersonated others online to spread rumors about himself. Obsessed with fame, he bragged about being a model, and even claimed ties to a notorious criminal named Kagla Hawk Monka. Former dates described him as a liar, dangerous, and willing to do anything for attention. Magnotta had been convicted of fraud after tricking a woman with an intellectual disability into opening credit cards, stealing over $10,000. He then revealed a darker side, posting disturbing videos of harming animals online, including a kitten in a plastic bag, sparking outrage worldwide. Although investigated by Toronto police and federal agencies, his dangerous behavior was never stopped in time. Eventually, he escalated to the most terrifying stage, shifting from harming animals to harming people. On May 25, 2012, an 11-minute video titled, "One Lunatic," appeared online, showing a man tied up, brutally harmed, and ultimately taken down. The uploader was none other than Magnotta. Despite multiple reports from viewers, and even the FBI, police first dismissed it as a hoax and staged footage, choosing not to investigate right away. Due to its graphic nature, the video was deleted from almost every platform. And I strongly advise you never to try looking it up. It wasn't until May 29, 2012, that the case took a shocking turn. A janitor discovered a suitcase left near the dumpsters behind a Montreal apartment building. Inside were human remains, forcing police to confront the chilling truth. The video was real, and a murder had truly taken place. In fact, the suitcase had been spotted as early as May 25th, but due to the pile of trash, it wasn't checked immediately. Only on May 29th, for days later, when it was finally opened, police found dismembered remains, bloody clothes, and sharp objects inside. Through investigation, the victim was identified as Lin Jun. That same day, a package containing a human foot was mailed to the headquarters of Canada's Conservative Party. The package was stained, giving off a foul odor, and sealed with a red heart sticker. Another parcel, containing a left hand, was intercepted on its way to the Liberal Party. Inside the packages, police found the victim's ID, which led them to the suspect's apartment. At the scene, they seized surveillance videos showing the crime unfolding inside that very apartment. The last time Lin Jun was seen was the evening of May 24th. He texted friends at 9 p.m. the next day. He missed work, raising suspicions. On May 27th, 3 friends went to his apartment, but noticed nothing unusual. By May 29th, Lin Jun was officially reported missing. That night of May 24th, cameras recorded Lin Jun entering the apartment with a man. From that moment, he vanished completely. Later footage showed the man leaving alone, wearing Lin Jun's clothes, and dragging a large suitcase. If that wasn't suspicious enough, later footage revealed the man repeatedly walking to the dumpsters, each time carrying a large bag and quickly returning, as if hiding a dark secret. On May 26, 2012, witnesses saw the man carrying multiple trash bags from the apartment to the dumpsters, repeating the act many times. That day, that was when he began disposing of Lin Jun's remains. Magnotta had dismembered Lin Jun, packed the remains, and mailed them to various locations, including Canada's Conservative Party headquarters and several schools. The package to the Conservative Party included a threatening note claiming 6 other body parts had been cut, and warning more would follow. Other parcels carried similar messages, but police withheld the contents to avoid copycat crimes. By June 5th, a right foot was mailed to St. George's School and a right hand to a Buddhist elementary school in Vancouver. All packages were sent from Montreal, some wrapped in pink tissue paper, one carrying a chilling rhyme. Roses are red, violets are blue. Police needed dental records for confirmation. On July 1, 2012, after an anonymous tip, police discovered Lin Jun's head in a small pond at Montreal's Angrignon Park. The suspect had scattered the victim's remains, sending them to political offices across Canada. The calculated manner of disposal left investigators in shock. Though similar crimes had occurred before, the way he carried it out so publicly convinced police this was someone desperate to be known as an infamous criminal. A man had been taken down, his body severely violated, and dismembered. Authorities quickly identified the suspect as the same man who appeared in the online videos showing the victim's remains. What we know about Magnotta reveals he suffered from extreme narcissism. He filled the internet with his photos and videos, posing as a model, adult performer, and dancer. But none of it seemed enough to satisfy his craving for attention. He once wrote about vanishing without leaving a trace. His twisted fascination with corpses, and even a desire to become a serial killer. This was a man both dangerous and obsessed with putting himself on display, and he did so by releasing a video showing his brutal crime against an unsuspecting victim. Police tracked Magnotta to a rental apartment on Deckery Avenue, where he had moved about 4 months earlier. Rent was paid through June 1st. Investigators found bloodstains on the fridge, furniture, bathtub, and even the mattress. Inside the closet, they discovered words scrawled in red ink. "If you don't like your reflection in the mirror, don't look, I don't care." Right after the killing, Magnotta used his passport to book a flight from Montreal to Paris on May 25th. He had gone on the run. Montreal police issued an arrest warrant, later upgraded by the RCMP to a nationwide alert. Magnotta was charged with multiple counts including first-degree murder, indignity to a body, distributing obscene material, harassment, and sending it to the Prime Minister and members of Parliament. On May 31st, 2012, at Canada's request, Interpol issued a global red notice for Magnotta. His name and photo were placed prominently on Interpol's homepage, allowing any member country to arrest and extradite him to Canada. Phone records showed Magnotta had reached Paris, staying in a Bagnolet hotel before slipping away just as police closed in. Using a fake passport, he boarded a bus to Berlin, Germany. On June 4th, at an internet cafe in Berlin, while reading news about himself, Magnotta was arrested. Though he gave a false name, his true identity was quickly confirmed by fingerprints. On June 5th, Magnotta appeared in a German court. The German government agreed to extradition with simplified procedures. On June 18th, due to security concerns on commercial flights, he was flown back to Canada on a military transport plane. By June 19th, Magnotta made his first court appearance in Montreal and entered a plea of not guilty. A preliminary hearing began on March 11, 2013. The defense asked to bar the media, but the request was denied. The victim's father was present in court. On April 12, Magnotta was formally charged with first-degree murder, indignity to a body, mailing explicit material, and criminal harassment. A jury was impaneled. He admitted the acts, but claimed mental illness and lack of criminal responsibility. On September 29, 2014, over a year later, the prosecutor opened a 10-week trial at Quebec's Superior Court. 6 tools were seized: scissors, knives, a screwdriver, an oscillating saw, and a hammer, though none could be confirmed as the primary weapon. Although the defense argued Magnotta suffered from paranoid schizophrenia since youth, prosecutors maintained the act was planned. Magnotta was diagnosed with episodic schizophrenia, with a history of personality disorders and borderline traits. As a teenager, he had used illegal drugs that produced symptoms resembling schizophrenia. In April 2012, a Montreal physician identified borderline personality disorder, and since November 2012, while in custody, jail psychiatrists began treating him. Throughout the proceedings, he was repeatedly diagnosed with borderline and histrionic personality disorders. However, prosecutors argued the killing of Lin Jun was organized and deliberate, and that Magnotta fully understood his actions. In interviews, Magnotta claimed a man named Manny pushed him to do it. Police found Manny was a fictional character from the film Basic Instinct, which Magnotta had referenced. Notably, The black screwdriver used on Lin Jun had been spray-painted silver to resemble the ice pick used in that film's notorious scene. After 12 weeks of trial, on December 15, 2014, the jury returned its verdict after 8 days of deliberation. Magnotta was found guilty on all counts and sentenced to life in prison, with parole eligibility after 25 years. He also received a concurrent 19-year sentence for the other offenses. Magnotta initially appealed to overturn the conviction and seek a new trial, citing potential jury error, but on February 18, 2015, he abruptly withdrew the appeal. During the proceedings, Lin Jun's parents flew from China to Canada. His mother attended the preliminary hearing, while his father was present when the sentence was delivered. Through an interpreter, the father shared his final words to his son. "My son, remember this, I am very sad, and I am so sorry I wasn't there to warn you that night. I will no longer see your smile on video calls, hear updates about your studies, or hear your laughter again. Your birthday is December 30th. He will never celebrate with us again." After Magnotta's arrest, LAPD worked with Montreal police to see if he was linked to unresolved cases like the Hervé Magdalene case and the Hollywood sign remains. Both leads lack sufficient evidence. His name also surfaced in a probe of Toronto killings from 2010 to 2017, but was ultimately ruled out. Lin Jun's case is often compared to the trial of Mark Twitchell, who also used social media to lure victims and chase notoriety. Lin Jun's remains were cremated, and his ashes interred at a cemetery in Montreal, now a quiet resting place for a young man who would never return home. His death shocked the Chinese community and the wider world connected by the internet. He was lost after what seemed like a harmless meetup. Magnotta did not act on impulse. He planned the filming and mailed remains, as if directing a disturbing production. A warped mindset and hunger for fame drove him from harming animals to taking a life, while the system failed to stop the escalation. Once again, this is a wake-up call. Don't dismiss troubling behavior online, and don't be careless with meetups arranged on apps. Complacency today can cost a life tomorrow. And is a life sentence with parole eligibility after 25 years truly justice for such a heinous act? The offender may one day re-enter society, and no one can be certain who could be at risk. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found this valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to help us reach 50,000 YouTube subscribers. See you in the next one.